So if you're curious about Mark and his insanely ripped abs like I've been seeing online, that's the deal. Hey there, Coach Devin here. If you are like me, you have seen a ton of posts about Mark Wahlberg and his insanely ripped abs. That's what all the titles say. They're like insanely ripped abs. There's a couple pictures of Mark Wahlberg out there online, and he's got some lean abs going on. I mean, Mark is always pretty lean. He always looks pretty good. But there's some pictures out there with Mark with his abs, and the one where he's flexing through his back, and he's pretty lean looking. And people are losing their minds. They're like, look at Mark Wahlberg. He's awesome. He's got these insanely ripped abs. What has he done to get the insanely ripped abs? All right. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. First, number one, Mark is a fit guy. He's always pretty damn fit. He's got abs all the time. He keeps low body fat. It is what it is. There is no secret to his insanely ripped abs. He actually just has abs. That's what he looks like. Mark is in great shape. Wahlberg looks good. I'm not taking anything away from Mark Wahlberg. But just like people put filters on photos, and you know, sometimes you see a photo and it isn't exactly the way the person looked. It happens, right? If you think everything you see online is real, you are mistaken. I went on a date with a girl one time years and years ago, and when I picked her up, she said, "You look exactly like you look in pictures." And I'm like, "Well, how would I look different?" And she said, "Most people don't." And I didn't realize that until later, but you know what? A lot of people look very different in the pictures they put out on social media and dating sites or whatever than they look, because they use filters and they use lighting and they use angles. Listen, if I stand closer to you like this, I look a lot bigger. If you're over here, you look a lot smaller, right? You can angle somebody in a picture. So what Mark has done in this picture is really intense lighting from on top, which creates a lot of shadows, and he's flexing hard. Not taking away that he's fit. Mark Wahlberg is very fit. He's super fit. He looks like $1 million in these pictures. I'm not ripping Mark at all. What I'm saying is all these headlines with the insanely ripped abs, look, it's not insanely ripped abs. Those are just his abs. He has abs. Anybody who is in the similar fit shape that Mark is in would look exactly the same in pictures as Mark does in these pictures. It's the lighting, kids. It's lighting from the top. Creates a lot of shadows. He flexes hard. Guess what happens? You get a good picture. That's how it works. It's just like somebody putting a filter on, or somebody making their eyes bigger with a filter, or somebody making their butt look bigger with a filter, or angling in a certain direction. And you can see my arm is so close, so it looks like my arm is huge, but really it looks like it's 3 times the size of my head, but it's not really 3 times the size of my head. This is the internet now, kids. This is the way it works. So Mark Wahlberg does not have insanely ripped abs. He has abs. He looks great. Not taking anything away from him. Those of you who want to start messaging me going, how dare you argue with Mark Wahlberg's great shape? I'm not. Mark looks good. But this picture is just a doctored up picture. He probably boosted the shadows and he's boosted the lighting and he's got really good abs in the pictures. Good for you, Mark. That's awesome. But don't play this whole, what has he done to get his insanely ripped abs thing. They're not anything special. They're just abs. They're just Mark's abs. He's very lean. He looks great. But that's the way it works, guys. It's for this picture, it's lighting. It is what it is. I'm sorry. I would love to tell you that Mark has some special trick that he does to get his insanely ripped abs. I can tell you what it is. He works really hard and he eats really carefully. It's that easy. And he's been doing it a long time. That's all there is to it. There's nothing else there, guys. That's all there is. So if you're curious about Mark and his insanely ripped abs like I've been seeing online, that's the deal. It's not anything special. It is lighting. It is just the way he looks. If you saw a picture of him lit badly, he would look fat. If you see a picture of him lit well, he looks ripped. It's the way it works. It's like bodybuilders and fitness models putting on tanning before they go on stage. It accentuates the muscles better. If you tan, you look better. It is what it is, guys. It is what it is. If comments, questions, things you want me to talk about, write them up down below. I would love to hear from you. Have yourself a great day, everybody. Don't fight, be awesome.